pace yourself?
Sir?
How do you pace yourself?
You mean physically, vocally, or?
So you are up when you need to be up?
I just, I exercise every day. I vocalize every day. I practice if I'm working or not. So I just try to stay in shape all the time. Vocally and mentally.
Which is harder?
Well, both are tough, you got to work at them, but I don't mind it, It's worth it. I learn best by experience. I never was very good in schools of any kind. I've got to do just like I've always done, going by impulse and just what I feel on the spur of the moment. But that's the only way I can operate. I just do whatever I feel on stage, As I always did that. You have to know your capabilities. If I can entertain people with the things I'm doing, well, I'd be a fool to tamper with it. It's ridiculous to take it on your own and say, well, I'm going to change, I'm going to apply, I'm going to try to appeal to a different type audience, because you might not. And if you goof a few times, you don't get many more chances in this business. That's the sad part about it. So you're better off, if what you're doing is doing okay, you're better off sticking with it until time itself changes things. Naturally, you learn a lot about people, and you're involved in a lot of different situations. But I've tried to be the same, the way I was brought up. And I've always treated people just like I would like to be treated. I always considered other people's feelings, because those people are sincere in their feelings. They want autographs and pictures and things like that. I don't just sign the autographs and the pictures and so forth to help my popularity or to make them like me. I do it because I know that they're sincere. You have to know that. And if you don't do it, well, you make them mad at you. They don't understand. You hurt their feelings, and you make a lot of enemies that way.
You're right, though, when you leave the stage like a place like Vegas, you're really up. You're really
yeah. It takes at least 4 or 5 hours to even begin to unwind. I think it's because we enjoy it, and we constantly enjoy it, which means that we do 2 shows a night for 5 weeks, but we never let it get old. Every song is like we do it for the first time, and that's one of the secrets. Is the feeling is there every time. It's a good feeling. Well, what's interesting about music and about all the people here, they find new sounds, and they do things differently themselves. So it's like a new experience every day. And I hear all this, and it inspires me to hear. I've never gotten over what they call stage fright. I go through it every show. I'm pretty concerned. I'm pretty much thinking about the show. I never get completely comfortable with it. A live concert, to me, is exciting because of all the electricity that's generated in the crowd and on stage. It's my favorite part of the business, is a live concert. I just missed it. I missed the closeness of an audience, of a live audience. So just as soon as I got out of the movie contracts, I started to do live performances again.
Why do you think you've outlasted every other entertainer from the 50s and, for that matter, the 60s as well?
I take vitamin E. I don't know, dear. I enjoy the business. I like what I'm doing. Well, the image is one thing, and a human being is another. It's very hard to live up to an image. I really can't criticize anybody. In the entertainment field, I think there's room for everybody, and I hate to criticize another performer. Man, I was tame compared to what they do now. Are you kidding? I didn't do anything. We just jiggle, He
has some way of keeping you interested and communicate between you and him.
I'm not going to tell you how. We'll keep it interesting somehow, I've got to please the crowd. I've got to excite them, or make them happy. It's a great privilege to do this satellite program, and I'm going to do my best, and all the people that work with me, to do a good show, which is pure, entertainment. No messages and no this and that. Just try to make people happy for that 1 hour that it comes across. If we do that, well, then I think I've done a job.
Elvis, since you've been in the Army, have the boys given you kind of a rough time in the barracks because of your past career, would you say?
No, sir, I was very surprised. I've never met a better group of boys in my life. They probably would have if it'd been like everybody thought. I mean, everybody thought I wouldn't have to work and I would be given special treatment and this and that. But when they looked around and saw I was on KP and I was pulling guard and everything just like they were, well, they figured, well, he's just like us.
It's more important to try to surround yourself with people who can give you a little happiness, because you only pass through this life once, Jack. You don't come back for an encore. I'd like to get married. I'd like to have a family. It's a normal thing to do. I mean, who wants to grow old and be alone? You know what I mean? I have blood running through my veins, and it can be snuffed out in just a matter of seconds, you know. I wouldn't like to stay in the same vein. I mean, I wouldn't like to be at a standstill. I'd like to progress. I'd like to do a lot of things, but I feel that it comes with time and a little living and a few years behind you. I think that, really. And I think that it will come eventually. That's my goal. You have to have something.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Elvis Presley.
The greatest show on earth.
Elvis has left the building.